Hi everyone out there, my name is Peter Harris. I'm the Director of Education for Commercial Property Advisors. I'm also the co-author of this book, Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies, and I also co-authored this educational product with Donald Trump called the 3 Master Secrets of Real Estate Success. And I want to take a moment here today to share with you a little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Northern California. I did all of my schooling here. I graduated with a degree in applied physics and out of college went straight to work as an engineer in Silicon Valley. I started investing in real estate back in the 90s, and probably like much of you out there, I started off by buying single family homes, and I did pretty good. Well, one day I get a huge wake-up call when my boss was laid off without him actually knowing, and they wanted to replace him with someone much younger and at a lower salary. And that person was me. And even though that new position would have been my dream job, I didn't take it. Call me crazy, but I just couldn't do it. And the reason why is what they did to him, I'm sure they could do to me. I'm sure most of you understand this, and perhaps you feel the same way about your job. Well, that's what got me super motivated to invest in commercial real estate, because I saw that as the best way for me to replace my income and to once and for all get out of the rat race. And right about that time, I was working with Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and his book is one of the all-time bestsellers. And one night, in one late night meeting with just a few of us, Robert was leading us in a game of liar's poker. And it lasted for a few hours and was quite intense. And I'll never forget what happened that night ever. You see, the game of liar's poker is designed to bring out the real you, which happens to be when you're under stress. And to make a long story short, once we finished the last game, and I lost horribly, Robert gave us a debriefing. And what he did to me changed my life. And he looked down at me and he gave me the loser symbol. The symbol for being a loser. And he called me a loser. And it shocked me to the core. My mentor, the man I looked up to, my hero, called me a loser to my face. He said that I was playing life too safe, not willing to play big, that I would stay the same mediocre person and end up with an average life if I did not wake up and see what I was doing. And he was right. He was absolutely right. So that night I went back to my room and I broke down, literally, realizing that if I was going to achieve all the goals and dreams I had for my life, then I better take some action and start playing the game, the big game that I knew I could play. So to make a long story short, when I returned home, I immediately got in contract with 5 apartment deals and closed on 3 of them, all in a short amount of time. And I started with smaller units first and gradually bought larger pieces of commercial real estate. And in the middle of all that, I ran out of money. And I had to teach myself how to raise money to get more of my deals done. And today, I love teaching what I learned to my students and clients. Well, soon I invested enough to leave my job once and for all. And ever since then, I've been on this amazing journey. Well, back in early 2000s, a friend of mine said, Peter, you should start teaching people how to invest. So I took his advice, and that's how I started mentoring and coaching. A true passion of mine is teaching people how to be successful commercial real estate investors. So real soon, I was teaching people all over the U.S., and one of my students who worked for Donald Trump told him about the successes he was having working with me, and that's how I got to co-author this product with Donald Trump himself. Then a few years later, a major book publisher saw the type of commercial deals we're putting together with our students and asked me to write a book. And that's how I got this deal to write Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies. Well, I tell you, that's why my business of mentoring people is so much fun. I get to see people grow from owning no investment real estate to all of a sudden owning acres of income producing real estate. That's very rewarding, very rewarding. And I believe that's what I'm called to do in my life today. Serve people, teach people, help people get ahead. That's my passion. Well, I guess when I'm not running, working on deals, I'm riding my bike on the weekends. I do about 5 to 6 races per year. It keeps me in top shape. I also started doing Spartan races, the obstacle course racing with my son. It's a whole lot of fun, keeps me on my toes. Imagine trying to keep up with 20 and 30-year-olds out there. One of my other passions is being a leader of my church, and I lead the kids' Sunday school on Sunday mornings. It's a lot of work, but I can't call it work because I have way too much fun. And lastly, one of the reasons why I work so hard and love to work so hard to help my clients and students is someday I'd like to build my own school for inner city kids. And in this school, I like to be with the kids all the way from the 3rd grade all the way through college, and perhaps pay for college under one condition, that they come back and mentor other kids at the school. And I want to pay the teachers real salaries that they deserve. None of this above minimum wage stuff, none of that. And as for a business model, what I plan on doing is invest in a large commercial real estate project. And once that project is completed, part of its income will go to financially support the school. And that way, I won't be relying on the city for money. And 2, I won't be tied to the school's curriculum. I can teach the kids relevant things and real life matters that prepare them for today's world. Today's schools, as you know, just aren't doing that. We're going to teach them how to deal with real life issues that only inner city kids understand or deal with on a daily basis. For example, how do you deal with an alcoholic parent and still get good grades? And which that was my childhood. Or how about how to deal with surviving and thriving in the projects or the ghetto? There's a way to show these kids how to be successful in spite of their environment. And that's the goal, to help these kids flourish in any environment. Okay, well, that's what I want to share with you today. Just a little bit about myself. Once again, I really look forward to getting to know you. And take care, everyone, and I wish you all the very best.